Today I'm looking at a Stihl MS 210C saw. Any saw that I have that's over 10 years old that comes to the shop, the first thing I do is take a look at the inside of the piston on the muffler side to make sure that there's no scoring. Usually on older saws, they start to wear down. You'll see some of the pistons start to be smoothed out, so they'll end up losing those machining lines, the horizontal lines that you see when you look in there. This particular piston looked pretty good once I got the muffler off. Another thing that I do check on the mufflers is the spark arrestor, which is going to be the mesh screen that's on the exhaust side. Make sure that it's not clogged up or you'll have reduced airflow. This one looks pretty good. Another reason why chainsaws have problems running is because of bad air filter. This saw has a pretty clean air filter. I'm just going to take it off, blow it out really quick. But if you notice a lot of the debris that's collected on the carburetor, I'm assuming that carburetor is going to have an issue, so we're going to go ahead and disassemble everything and get that out. While I'm here, I'm going to take the spark plug out. It's one of the old Bosch spark plugs. Might even be original to the unit. I'm going to replace it with the NGK plug. This one doesn't look terrible, but I'm going to go ahead and replace it anyway since the saw was in here for service. When I took the plug out, I could smell bad fuel. That's probably the main culprit of why the saw is not running. So I'm going to go ahead and blow out the fuel that's sitting inside that piston and jug. Just slowly pull that recoil to move the piston up and down. Stihl chainsaws are pretty user-friendly to do some service work on. This particular one only has 2 nuts to take out the air filter housing. On this saw, we're going to take out the choke linkage right there. Pretty easy to pull out. Just align the hole with the linkage and it should pull right out. Next thing I take off is the throttle linkage. This saw is really easy to do. You just put a screwdriver on and pop it right out of that groove. This carburetor is filthy, so we're going to disassemble it and see what it looks like inside. The metering diaphragm has a lot of sawdust and debris on it, so that's going to restrict how the inlet needle works. It's hard to see here, but the screen does have some debris in it, so we're going to go ahead and clean that out as well. I run everything through an ultrasonic cleaner, just a clean parts bath. So I'll put all the parts in there. I actually put some of the other parts in there, the plastic air cleaner, get all the little debris out of there as well. I give it a warm bath for about 20 minutes. That's usually more than enough time to clean everything out properly. So I go ahead and set it and then just move on to something else. While I'm waiting for the carburetor to clean, I'll go ahead and blow off the rest of the unit as well. Just plug up that air hole where the carburetor seats. Make sure your tank vent is clean as well. Be careful when you're pushing these fuel lines back on with the needle nose pliers so that way you don't puncture the fuel line. I just use a little fishing tool to grab the fuel line, pull it out, get the fuel filter off of there so I can disassemble it. The easiest way to get this off is to go ahead and hold onto the fuel line and turn the fuel filter back and forth. That'll release the grip it has on it, and then you should be able to pull it right off. If you notice how dirty the old fuel filter is compared to the new one's completely white, the other one's yellow. If you have bad fuel, dump out all the old fuel before you put in new fuel, otherwise the new fuel will be tainted. So overall, this was a pretty easy, straightforward fix. The customer brought the saw and said it wasn't working, and when they did get it running, it was dropping on its face. So there's several issues that I noticed. The main one being the bad fuel. As soon as I opened the fuel cap, you could smell the bad fuel in there. So I went ahead and cleaned out the fuel tank, cleaned out the piston area when I took the spark plug out, and then I made sure to put fresh fuel in there. The carburetor did have some debris in that, which is probably one of the reasons why the saw was dropping once they got it started. So we got that taken care of as well. So after we did all that, did all the surface work and cleaning on it, the saw fired up great, idled properly, everything worked exactly like it's supposed to. So like I said, overall easy repair on the saw, just a lot of service issues that the customer didn't take care of. So we got it taken care of for them, so it's ready to go.